We're here with Robbie Fairchild, and the first question I'm going to ask you is, I know this Gene Kelly thing, it goes back to fourth grade for you.
It goes way back. Yeah. In fourth grade, we had to talk about, or write an essay on our special place. So my special place I wrote was on Broadway, and at that time I didn't even know what that meant. I just knew that there was a dancer named Gene Kelly, and he was just like me. He was a dancer, and he was on Broadway, and I wanted to be just like him someday. And I also wanted to be in a movie. That's what that essay was. And so 3 months into the run of An American in Paris, my mom calls me after a show, and she said, "You're not going to believe what I just found." Meanwhile, I'm in an ice bucket up to my knees, recovering from the show. And she said, she read to me this essay that I wrote, and it just dawned on me that this was like my dream from way back in fourth grade. It was like manifesting.
Full circle.
Yeah, it was really crazy.
And now that, you finally gotten to do it, is it all you pictured in those early days? And
It is all I pictured it would be and more. I had no idea that life would take me to this place, and I couldn't be more grateful, couldn't be more shocked. The fact that we were able to do this in so many incredible cities, and now that it's captured for the whole country to see. My 95-year-old grandparents who couldn't come out to see the production in New York, they've got their tickets to go on the 20th in Santa Cruz, California, and it's just really special to share with a lot of special people.
I find your story interesting because you left at age 30. You left a whole ballet career, which a lot of people would kill for, and I understand you suffered some injuries along the way. It's not the reason you left, but I'm curious, does that still happen in the world of theater?
Well,
not
so
as much.
It was interesting to be told on the day that I was retiring from New York City Ballet that I was the youngest principal to ever retire. I just think it's so bizarre. This was a dormant dream of mine. This was the dream I had when I was in fourth grade, and then I fell in love with ballet. Ballet took me to the New York City Ballet. That's how I met Christopher Wheeldon, who's the director and choreographer of An American in Paris. So had I not chosen the ballet route, I wouldn't have been right for An American in Paris, and I wouldn't be here living this dream out. So it's amazing. I've been really lucky. I need to find some wood to knock on. Injury-wise, it's been pretty great. My body's been very nice to me, so I try to be nice back.
I've read your sister calls you a ham, that even when you make mistakes, you don't mind, you like making mistakes, and you still do that now, you feel?
I don't purposefully make mistakes, but I find that plan Bs can be so interesting. And there are a lot of dancers in the world who will be so disappointed in their performance because they didn't do it perfectly. And I don't get that. You can't go out and do something perfectly. It just will never happen. We strive and we can get really close. There's always something that can be better. So it's my way of trying to appreciate the now and the fact that we don't get a lot of time as dancers to dance. Our careers are fairly short, especially the ballet dancers. So it's kind of my way of accepting the reality and appreciating the moment. I remember when I was watching the New York City Ballet once, I watched a ballerina do a step, and she's supposed to do a turn and go to arabesque and catch the guy's hand. Well, she missed the guy's hand. Yeah. And so she ended up doing something to make it look like it wasn't a mistake. And I found it to be even more gorgeous than the actual choreography. And that moment made me realize it's not about doing it perfect. It's about dancing, being in the moment. If something doesn't happen, plan Bs shouldn't be the plan A, but there's something that can come out of spontaneity.
So you would call it adaptation or improvisation in your opinion?
I think it's just being in the moment. You never you're putting on a show. You never want the audience to know that you've messed up. If you show them that you've messed up, they understand it. But if you make it look like it was meant to be, that's half the battle.
We spoke prior to the interview about watching yourself, and I know a lot of actors typically don't watch something they're in, some kind of
It's an odd
Mhm.
thing to watch yourself perform, because what you think it looks like is so different from what it looks like. And along the same lines of what we do has a finite time period, you have to learn to embrace, everything about yourself and be proud of what you're putting out there. And I watched it and I was proud of myself. I was a ballet dancer who worked his butt off to try and sing and act alongside amazing Broadway veterans. And I was really, really grateful to get to learn from them every night on stage, being with them. And I was proud of what I saw in the movie. It was really cool.
Do you still practice choreography in your spare time like you did when you were a kid, or you don't have time for that?
I practice choreography in terms of like a professional setting.
Yeah.
I've been lucky enough to have a couple projects lately where I get to be more creative, and it's nice when those private living room moments actually become work. It's exciting.
What kind of projects? What are you working on?
I just made a dance film, loosely based on the 5 stages of grief. It's called In This Life, and it's being edited as we speak. And it's an exploration of the language of loss. I find it interesting that dance has the ability to communicate emotions that you can't put into words. When there's no words to speak, you sing. When there's no song to sing, you dance. So playing with that idea of complex and very nuanced topics.
What do you feel you've most learned working on this production?
An American in Paris?
Yeah. That we're here at the screening.
An American in Paris spans 5 years of my career, and 5 of the best years. This show has taught me so much about myself, taught me so much about performing, storytelling, stamina, leadership, love. I owe so much to this experience, and the fact that it was documented and I can have it and show my family when I'm old and gray. It's really exciting.
Do you have any final words for your fans out there?
I'm so grateful that we were able to do this, and we were able to bring what we've been working on to you. It's been one unbelievable labor of love.
I noticed before you called it gorgeous, just watching.
Yeah,
I found it interesting how you described that it wasn't just like a theater.
No, it's not. It's not
screen.
just a stage production. The way they've choreographed the cameras make it feel like you're watching a film. The only times where you realize it's a live theater taping is when you look at my forehead, because it's so sweaty because I've been dancing. If you were in regular film, you would have like hair and makeup come and like dab the sweat off your face. But that's the one moment where you kind of like, oh, he's breathing really heavy. Oh, this is like a theater. We're watching a live show here. So that's all.
Thanks, Robbie.
Yeah, thank you very much.